Without further ado, I want to introduce Amos, who is the representative from Harmony Place.
I was gonna go there for nursing school.
Oh, everybody mute if you can, because I'm
San
hearing
Diego State.
a lot of background stuff here.
Sounds less expensive. And then,
Yeah,
okay, good.
How do I do this?
And then go home. Nanny's there, but they hear me and they get so.
Amanda, I think it's you, dear.
More expensive than.
Yes.
And I can't seem to mute her. Okay. So I've known Amos for as long as I've worked with Harmony Place, and Harmony Place was my very first subscriber on the platform. I love Amos, and the big reason why is that when Amos talks to patients, they are very disarmed by Amos's tone of voice and how kind and gentle they are to the patients, which I so much appreciate. I've been on a lot of admissions calls with Amos, and the patient will go from angsty, anxious, mad, angry, resentful. They don't want to go to treatment
At USC.
within just a couple of minutes. Of
Well, and your spouse. would go.
see, Amanda,
It's better for you.
let's see.
It's not Amanda.
Oh, it's not. I don't know where the sound is coming from.
Cafeteria lady.
Like the student offices,
Yeah.
like.
They probably have a clinic there too.
You went to Jerry and she was like, you can work with the students.
My self-esteem is.
Hey, somebody put their, everybody put their profile on mute, please, because we're getting a lot of feedback from background noise.
Wow, done. Even though they didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Sure why it's not allowing me to mute Amanda.
It's messy.
Only one. Let's see,
How many years was your master's though? Did you do 2 years? Oh.
let's see.
Yeah, she's just
I don't know why this is happening, guys. I apologize.
Oh, she offers $50 Amazon gift card.
Can you go
There.
to participants and mute all
Where is that?
think we're good.
participants at the bottom? It says 8.
Yeah, let's see. Okay. All right, I think I got it. I mean, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Thanks for teaching me that, Faye. I appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, so that's my spiel about Amos. I love working with Amos because of that, and I know that all of you deal with that every single day. It's really hard when people are not sure about treatment. It's scary for them. They've got a lot of things going on, and it's just nice to know that on the other end, we have this person who's very skilled at being able to de-escalate and really talk patients through what they need and address their concerns in such a thoughtful and kind and empathetic way. And I really appreciate that. And I love hearing those conversations. So that's Amos and who Amos is. The program Harmony Place, as I said, they've been on my platform from day one. I know the owner, Jeff, because Jeff is a social worker and I have a social work background as well. So we connected on that. And I dearly love the program. They're good folks working there. They work really hard. The accommodations are beautiful, and you'll see all that in the presentation. So I will turn it over to you, Amos. Please unmute yourself and begin.
Absolutely. Well, good afternoon, my dear colleagues and friends. As Amy said, I'm Amos Van Landingham. I'm one of our admissions coordinators at Harmony Place, and I'm very grateful that you all made the time to show up so I could tell you a little bit about the fabulous work we do here at Harmony Place. I do have a little PowerPoint presentation, so please bear with me while I struggle to present that on the screen to you. I am a millennial, but I'm an elder millennial. Amy, I think I might need you to make me a co-host Or can I?
I
Oh,
did.
no, good.
Hey, Nicole, we got folks joining in, so.
Super.
We're beginning the presentation. I don't see your screen yet, Amos. There we go.
Now, are you all seeing the complicated view or are you seeing the normal view?
We're seeing the complicated view,
That's what I was afraid of.
but that's okay. As long as we can see the slides, we can disregard the stuff off to the right.
All right, we're gonna roll with it.
Okay.
Roll with it. So, did I end the sharing or can you all still see?
No, we don't see you.
Again, thank you for bearing with me. Just gonna roll with it in this view. So again, I represent Harmony Place. We are a drug and alcohol dual diagnosis treatment center in Woodland Hills, California, which, if you're not from the LA area, is a quiet upscale suburb of Los Angeles. We offer a number of services, which you'll see more in this PowerPoint presentation. We offer detox, residential, and outpatient care, and a very intensive quality of care. Our catchphrase is, it's a very comfortable place to do difficult work, as you can see. We have all of the important accreditations. We're JCO accredited, Joint Commission, which is a very high bar if you've ever been through the accreditation process. I'm grateful that my colleagues handled that, but we met the standard. So let me tell you a little bit more about who we are and what we do. Now, with this first slide, I broke the #1 rule of PowerPoint presentations, which is don't put too much text on the slide. But that's okay, because at Harmony Place, we do a lot. And I did my best to encapsulate the work we do here. So with regard to detox services, we provide subacute medical detoxification. It's offered in a very comfortable residential setting. So not a hospital setting, no IVs or anything like that, but carefully monitored medical detox with 24/7 nursing staff. Our directors of nursing are RNs, other nurses are LVNs and CNAs, 24/7 around the clock. But our directors of nursing are always available, as is our medical director, Dr. Julio Meza, who oversees the detoxification process. Dr. Meza, who you'll see in a second in the slideshow, is a UCLA trained addiction specialist and one of the kindest human beings that I've ever met. The thing I always share about him is that he always answers my phone calls, which is surprising to me because I just do admissions. I'm not the CEO, but he always makes time for anybody here at Harmony Place when there's a level of need to work with patients. So we love him for that. And we do use, we are MAT to some extent, medically assisted treatment. Typically what we do for folks who are opiate addicts is put them on a Suboxone taper. And we do encourage folks to explore a Sublocade shot as a long-term, craving solution. I think that's an extended release buprenorphine. So those are just some of the things we do for some folks in detox. We also offer a pretty intensive residential dual diagnosis drug and alcohol treatment. Now, I tell people on the phone that we specialize in dual diagnosis treatment. And the reason I say that is because we provide a lot of individualized resources for each of our clients. They have 5 individual sessions per week, And what that looks like is 3 sessions with their individual therapist to do individual therapy. So as opposed to once a week with some treatment centers, you're getting, 9 to 12 sessions over the course of a month, as opposed to 3 or 4. There's a once weekly meeting with Shaza Hummel, who is our psychiatric nurse practitioner, works very closely in collaboration with medical director, Dr. Julio Meza, and a once a week check-in with Dr. Meza, who is a physician and also certified in addiction medicine and psychiatry. So a lot of individualized attention in conjunction with a really engaging and dynamic group curriculum that our clients really enjoy. Everything from yoga to improv therapy to workout class to you name it. DBT, we got it. And then we also offer, pardon me, it's always these times when you get really thirsty. Finally, we offer partial hospitalization and intensive outpatient services in conjunction with sober living. So folks can stay in our care if they come to us for detox for upwards of 90 days, progressing through detox from residential for the first 30 days, partial hospitalization for the next 30 days, and then intensive outpatient for the next 30 days. We have a number of sober living partners in the community, I think within maybe a 10 to 15 mile radius, all of whom provide beautiful accommodations and kind of work seamlessly with our program. They provide transportation to our outpatient center and to and fro. They also provide breakfast and dinner while we provide lunch at our outpatient center. So our clients' needs are very well taken care of. Yeah, I think that's, and anybody, if you have any questions while I'm talking, please feel free to jump in. So Harmony programs in Woodland Hills, we have 3 separate facilities. 2 of them are detox residential. The other one is our outpatient program. So Harmony Place on Hatteras was our first location that opened in 2014. We call it the mansion because it's a giant mansion with a tree house and it's gorgeous. It accommodates 14 patients at a time. No more than that. We tend to have a census around 10 to 12 on a regular basis. It's co-ed, dual diagnosis, and everybody shares a room with no more than 1 other person. So very intimate accommodations, very small population. Similarly, Harmony Place East, which I like to think of as the resort, that's kind of the style. It's a 12-bed facility, also co-ed. There are some single rooms available as needed, as clinically appropriate, as available. We try to reserve that for folks who would really benefit. And I could say more about that, but I'm just going to leave it at that. Also offer, full medical detox and intensive residential program. Both facilities have a ginormous pool and a lovely hot tub, which is very popular with our clients, especially those who struggle with chronic pain. They find the hot tub to be very therapeutic, and they can take advantage of those, amenities, including once weekly massage. Well, the pool and the hot tub, you got to wait 72 hours once you're free and clear from the detox period, but weekly massage from the jump. We want our clients to be very comfortable and get that healing experience. Finally, Valley Restoration Center, which we call VRC, but I try to call it Valley Restoration Center because there's another VRC, is a dual diagnosis PHP and IOP program. We have a census currently of about 45 to 50 clients. I think an average daily census between 30 and 40 clients that we're seeing per day. We can accommodate up to 70 clients at VRC, comfortably getting everybody's needs met. So I'm going to show you a couple pictures. I'm going to do a little slideshow. So this is Harmony Place on Hatteras. This is why we call it the mansion. It's just a big, beautiful house. This is the library area. It's actually the area, this is neither here nor there, but where I had my job interview at at Harmony Place, and I absolutely fell in love with the surroundings, with the staff. It's a big, gorgeous house, and our clients really cherish their experience here. Harmony Place East is our newest detox residential program. It's just a couple blocks south of Harmony on Hatteras. It's on Burbank Boulevard in Woodland Hills. It has a more resort style feel. This picture you're seeing here is the front house, which we call the detox house. It accommodates 6 people. Then there's a back house, which is for folks who've been there a little bit longer and are a little bit more stable. There are TVs in the front room at Harmony Place East. People are always really anxious about TVs when it comes to detox, so that's a very popular amenity. And here's just a sample of what one of our cozy bedrooms looks like. Valley Restoration Center. Just want to share a quick pic of one of our group rooms. We have 3 group rooms. I think the space altogether is 7,500 square feet. We occupy the entire 3rd floor of a medical building. Clients there receive once weekly individual therapy, intensive group programming, and so on. I wanted to introduce you. I was hoping David Cohen, my clinical director, could join us, and he still might, because we're not up yet. But two very special folks here at Harmony Place are our CEO, Jeffrey Schwartz, and David Cohen, our clinical director, both of whom are licensed clinical social workers. I love Jeff, our CEO, because he says I'm a therapist first and a CEO second, and he demonstrates that every time I interact with him and we're discussing patient's care. Decisions are always made putting patient care first before business. And that's the reason that I stay here at Harmony Place, and I feel so proud to represent this program. We really fight with insurance companies to make sure that, you know, clients get the care that we feel that they need. We actually have a staff member, a compliance coordinator who's an attorney, who goes to battle with insurance companies and with the state when insurance tries to pull a fast one and deny somebody care. We let them stay in our care and we fight it out so the client can have the healing experience they need. And that's how Jeff set it up. Over 30 years experience, he's worked in addiction, mental health, eating disorders, sexual trauma. As a researcher, clinician, director, and CEO, he's opened a number of treatment centers. David Cohen is a very special guy. I work with him on a regular basis, over 20 years experience working in the addiction treatment field. He's been on CNN, a number of big name news outlets. He's also an educator at local universities and has been a public speaker on the subject of addiction. As I mentioned previously, our medical specialist, Dr. Julio Meza, is also a doctor at UCLA in Santa Monica, works in their addiction medicine department, and also is our medical director here. Was educated first in El Salvador. He was a doctor in El Salvador, moved to the United States and redid his education and residency at the David Geffen School of Medicine at UCLA. Shaza Hummel is another beloved staff member, our psychiatric nurse practitioner. I don't know. I think the best I can say is that our clients just adore her. She meets with them on a weekly basis for check-ins and medication management and so on. Educated at the University of California, San Diego. She's, as she says here, she's particularly interested in the study of addiction as a maladaptive response to universal human suffering. So to me, that says she meets people on a human level, and she really does. And our clients feel that. Another important thing to talk about is health insurance. It's not my favorite part of the conversation about client care, but it's an important part. We have a number of in-network contracts. We have a lot of clients who have Anthem and Aetna. We also are in network with First Health, which can collaborate with Aetna. Also Carelon, which used to be called Beacon. Health Management Concepts, and coming soon, Kaiser Permanente. So what I have to say quickly about Kaiser Permanente is that we are currently working with them on an in-network basis. we're working with them on a single case agreement basis. So clients do have a little bit of legwork, and I've walked a number of them through the process of getting referral from Kaiser and landing successfully in our program. We do it as quickly and as seamlessly as possible. But I think any day now, really, like the clock is ticking. We're going to have a contract signed with Kaiser, which will make that process even faster. And Kaiser's become a beloved partner to us, so very grateful that we're able to work with them. A couple last notes about our admissions process, which is something I'm deeply involved in. It's quick and painless. I talk with the clients, I learn about what they need, I meet them where they are, as does the rest of our admissions team. And it's pretty cut and dry. We check their insurance benefits, let them know what their coverage is. It's followed by a 20 to 30-minute assessment to get to know them, kind of a mini biopsychosocial, making sure that we are the appropriate program to meet their level of need. And we get that approved pretty fast. I'd say at the very most, after an assessment, it takes an hour, if that, and I can move somebody pretty quickly into our care. Our admissions lines are available 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day of the week, including weekends. And if you'd like to take this down for your own reference, our admissions line is here, 818-796-4370. You'll get somebody 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., a live representative, either myself, my colleague Nelson, or my colleague Megan, to assist you through the process and help your clients in need. So that is all I have to say about that. So thank you so much for listening to my PowerPoint presentation. I'd love to open it up for any questions.
I want to make a couple of points. So in terms of the hours, if you work in the after hours of 7 p.m., I'll pick it up for you. So when the patient comes into the system, I see where they're at. And then, if you're off at 3:30, and you're not going to be back in until 8 a.m. or something like that, I'm working on it on the back end. I'm often communicating with Amos and Megan after hours about patients and getting it set up so that first thing in the morning we can help the transfer. Although, and I don't want to promise this, but Amos has often helped patients after hours and done pickups after hours. There's David.
I introduce you all to our clinical director. This is David Cohen.
Hello. Nice to meet everybody. Hi, Amy.
Hi. That takes me to my next point. I was just gonna say, also great friend to David. He actually brought me in when he was at another clinic that you guys know very well, Claire Matrix. He advocated to bring RecoverWell into there. And then when he transitioned over to Harmony Place, I was so happy because I really love working with David. Much like Amos, I feel like his care and empathy towards these clients that we all love and care about is outstanding. So so happy to introduce David to you guys. So David,
That's pretty much why I came, so I'm gonna leave now.
you're busy, you got patients to work on. Did you want to make any statement or say anything to folks?
I'm sure Amos covered most of it. Is there anything, are there any questions from the floor in terms of the clinical program?
I have a question. I don't know. Sorry, I do apologize. I don't know if you mentioned it. You did mention in regards to insurance. Is it a PPOs or HMOs?
Great question. Thank you. So we can accept almost any PPO policy with our in-network contracts. We can work with HMOs, with Anthem and Aetna and Beacon and a number of other insurances, and as well as Kaiser, which is coming soon.
Thank you.
I had a question about when you were talking about the MAT and Sublocade. At what point after they check in to treatment, do you expect them to start the taper?
I mean, it's case by case, depending on what they come in with. Dr. Meza, our medical director, starts the taper pretty pretty quickly in most cases, and some where there's prolonged use or like benzodependency on top of opiate dependency, it takes a little bit longer. Sublocade, we try to get that, if a patient wants Sublocade, we try to get that going right at the beginning, because it generally takes a lot of time and advocacy at this point to get insurance to cover it. It's not necessarily straightforward or easy, particularly for out-of-state clients. It can take, a couple of weeks to get that solidified. And generally it's, in one case, we have a guy now that just found a scholarship to help with his $900 copay.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Okay.
We try to get the ball started quickly.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, I know a couple of times we talked about that with other patients where getting the approval and the coverage of that was a little bit tricky. So thank you guys for being generous with your time and making sure that that happens. We actually, and this goes to my next question, is about the IOP PHP when patients are transitioning from the residential level of care. I know we had one gentleman that did so well there. He was a much older gentleman. He went through the detox, through the residential program. I got calls from his wife literally every week. Thank you. That's changed our lives, saved our marriage, all of that, which is amazing. But I don't remember. So clarify for me, if a patient is local to you in Woodland Hills and they go through the detox and residential and they want to continue with the IOP PHP, can they live at home or do they need to live in a sober living environment?
Well, firstly, it's important to clarify that our outpatient program, Valley Restoration Center, VRC, or BCR, as most people call it, is a standalone treatment program. So yes, it's in our continuum of care and it is a step down, but it's also a first level of care for many. And it is available to our community, whether they live at home or in a sober living.
All right, that's good. That clarifies things. Another experience that I've had working with Harmony Place that is helpful for all of you to know, and I see another question coming in, so I'll make the statement and then, oh, good question. Thank you. So they're in, right around the corner in Woodland Hills. It's one of my favorite places to drop by because it's super convenient for me. When I'm working directly with a patient, I will often see if they will sign off on an ROI so I can drop by and check in on the patient and see how they're doing. Harmony Place is very accommodating for that, so long as the patient signs off on that ROI. I'm going to tell you, both of the residential facilities, when you walk in, the smell is amazing. The food there is incredible. It's just like you walk in and it's instantly, you feel in a home-like environment. Their chefs are incredible. The food is, honest to God, so good. But the other thing that I like working with them is that they actually send a person to the hospital. So if you guys are local, if you're at one of the facilities that it's in, like the West Valley, I know they've been super great about sending a human being from the treatment facility who can start the conversation with the person in the vehicle on the way over. They're so good about the pickup and they're really fast. Like Amos said, they make a decision fast and then they're on their way and they're walking into the hospital. It's a very friendly handoff. We send them a lot of patients from Northridge Hospital, and the experience there is always really, really good. They're excited to refer patients to Harmony Place because that transition is so seamless. They know that the patient's not going to jump out of the car, that they're in the car with someone who knows how to talk to them and help them in that very fragile time between hospital and treatment facility. So at any rate, that's those are my questions or fill-ins on that. Does anybody else have any questions? Is IOP or PHP in person? Are there telehealth services?
So I'm very glad you asked that. The answer is both. For the most part, most people attend PHP and IOP in person. However, and this is also can be a standalone program. For working professionals and students, we offer an evening IOP program. The group hours are Tuesday, Thursday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 9 to 12, which makes it really accessible for working professionals.
Okay, good. And that's good if we have patients coming to you from NorCal, which we have some NorCal folks on the call today. If they complete their program, they can go back up to NorCal and have access to the same programming basically through. Okay, good. All right, so I don't see any other questions on here unless anybody else wants to jump in. I'm gonna go ahead and do our drawing, and then I will be sending everybody's emails off to Amos to send you your gift cards, and here we go. Let's see who's our winner today. I get so excited about this part. I love contests and prizes. I never win anything. But let's see, who is it? Jennifer Casey. I see you on there, Jennifer. So I will send you your gift card today, Jennifer, and everybody else, thank you so much for being here. Watch for the email that we'll send. It'll have the video from today, and we'll send everybody contact with Amos so that you can get the presentation, the PowerPoint, if you want to review it again. You'll have all that direct contact information. I definitely encourage you to consider Harmony Place. It's a wonderful facility that I really appreciate personally. So thank you so much. And everybody have an awesome weekend, please. You deserve it. For sure.
You all so much for your time. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Take care. Bye.
Amy.